Well, Coach Hassell, you excited about what's coming up?
I couldn't be more excited.
What are you excited about?
Hosting the national tournament, being in the national tournament again. And I'm really, really happy for these girls.
Were you surprised when we got to host?
Shocked. I was not surprised that we won it, honestly, because I knew what caliber of talent we had. But when we saw the little asterisk by our name on the bracket, I just couldn't believe it.
What does that mean for you to be able to play at home?
Well, we play great basketball here, so I think it helps our chances to be successful, but it's so exciting, just the feedback we've gotten from fans and even families that'll be here. It's just going to be a really neat experience for our players.
What's the secret ingredient about your team this year?
Honestly, love.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
The way they love each other. I think the way they love Christ, the way they love basketball and they're passionate about it. We had some really hard points in our season, like every season does. And basketball, honestly, we call it a marathon, not a sprint, because it seems to be the longest season out of all of the sports. And there are really hard points in there. And I think that love is what has helped them to overcome. You can tell by the players celebrating on the bench, the way that they pick each other up on the court, that they really love and care about each other. And I think that's what's helped us be successful.
Talking about success, how has your family helped you be successful? What role does your family play?
I know everybody says this, but I have the best family in the world. When I played basketball here, they never missed a game. My grandparents, parents, brother, everyone was involved, and they've just been so supportive my whole life, no matter what I wanted to do. And my life has changed, and I've gone through some hard points also, and I'm a single mom, and when we travel, and you know this from our schedule, we've been gone a lot this year. We've been on the road a lot. My mom comes and takes my daughter to school and makes sure everything keeps rolling, and then they find a way to make it out to the games on the weekend. So my family's been everything to me and a huge part of why I've been able to do this job.
What role does character play on your team?
Interesting question, and one of the neat things I think about that question is that you know my players. So I think that you know what type of character these young ladies have. And kind of a sidebar on that, I think it's unreal that a university president could know my players personally, so that speaks a lot about you. But we have great young women, and I've done several interviews over the last couple of weeks, and I'm always really excited to talk about what great players they are, but I'm even more excited to tell the world what great people they are. And I just think that translates to every aspect of their life. It's why they're successful in the classroom, it's why they're successful on the basketball court, it's why they have successful relationships, and we talk about that stuff a lot.
Role models, definitely role models on campus. What role does faith play in your life and the life of your team?
You know, a basketball season is a lot like life, and it mirrors things that you go through in life. So we've talked a lot about, you know, as you face challenges, how are you going to see them? How are you going to respond to them? And it always comes back to our faith. One of the verses we've been talking about since January 22nd is Galatians 6:9. For do not grow weary in doing good, for in due time you will reap if you do not give up. And so the girls at this point, some of them have taken that on as kind of their motto, because we hit some bumps and I just kept telling them, don't give up, just keep pushing, keep pushing. But faith is a big part of who we are at Hardin-Simmons. It's a huge part of my life. When you go through the ups and downs, you know, you celebrate him no matter what. And we've tried to do that with our team, and I think that the girls have really picked that up, as well as and just kind of seeing how our season has gone. And they're women of faith and integrity, and that makes my job really easy.
They're having fun.
They are.
What role did sports play in your life as you grew up?
So my mom was an elementary PE teacher, so I just grew up playing. We played everything, and I was at a small school, Colorado City, little 3A. So I played 5 sports. You just go from one sport to the next sport to the next sport. So it's always been a big part of my life. And the reason I became a coach, I really just couldn't see myself ever getting away from it.
You see people that try to get their kids to focus on one sport, and then you see the multi-sport athlete. Can you talk about the difference between those two?
That's hard. I just hate to see them kind of pigeonholed into one sport, especially as a young kid. And I know it's hard with, you know, when you go to a big high school or something like that, you feel like you need to specialize in order to even make a team. So there are some benefits to being at a small school and getting that total experience, but definitely as a young kid, you know, I would encourage parents, and I tried also to get my daughter to play as many things as we can. We've tried soccer. She's really into softball and basketball right now. Those have kind of become her favorites. But I'll tell you too, even in recruiting, we notice the girls that are multi-sport athletes that go to state and track and play volleyball, and they're able to handle all of these different things. And those end up being a lot of the type of kids we end up getting.
Your girls have been successful on the court, but they're also successful in the classroom. I'm very, very impressed by each and every one of them. They've overcome a lot. You had some injuries that you have to overcome. What do you need from us at this game, 5:30 on Friday?
Just show up. Show up. Come on out, celebrate these girls and what they've already done, and help us to get that win.
Good. We will do that. I commit to you. We will be in full force. We'll put all the pressure on the court, like I said the other day.
That'll work.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.